What we just heard was Holocaust denial in real time. He pretends we don't know what happened on the 7th of October. We do know. We do know. And if he doesn't believe the reports he reads, and if he doesn't believe all of the international media, he should have come with me this morning to the pathology department here in Tel Aviv, where they are still trying to work out who the bodies are that are arriving.
Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope you are feeling good. We'll be checking out a video titled Israel-Hamas War. Douglas Murray responds to Norman Finkelstein calling Gaza a concentration camp. Wow, I believe this is going to be another interesting one. Let's check it out. Go.
Well, back on Sunset, that was Professor Norman Finkelstein. Listening to all that was Douglas Murray. Douglas, your response to that interview?
Several things. I've followed the career of Norman Finkelstein for many years. He's notorious for having destroyed his career by, among other things, weaponizing his parents being in the Holocaust to use his career to attack Israel in particular. I think all societies produce a type of sociopath and psychopath, and I do think that Norman Finkelstein is just such a person. If I could give just one example. He repeatedly in that interview referred to Gaza as a concentration camp. Gaza is no such thing as a concentration camp, and Norman Finkelstein knows that very, very well. Every single Jew was removed from Gaza forcibly in 2005 by the Israeli government. In 2006, the people of Gaza had an election and they elected Hamas. Hamas proceeded to kill Fatah and other Palestinians who did not agree with Hamas. And if anyone is responsible for making Gaza into a prison camp, it is Hamas that uses places like the Shifa hospital as torture chambers for Palestinians. Now, here's another oddity about it. He kept saying concentration camp about Gaza. Do you, peers, know anybody who got out of a concentration camp in 1945 and proceeded to go next door and behead and rape everyone they could find? I don't. But only Norman Finkelstein finds these kinds of comparisons to make, and makes them willfully. And by the way, and shame on him for this, what we just heard was Holocaust denial in real time. He pretends we don't know what happened on the 7th of October. We do know. We do know. And if he doesn't believe the reports he reads, and if he doesn't believe all of the international media, he should have come with me this morning to the pathology department here in Tel Aviv, where they are still trying to work out who the bodies are that are arriving. I was standing this morning in Tel Aviv in the mortuary with the doctors who are trying to work out the identities still of the people killed that day. There is so little of some of them, peers, that they can't even extract DNA from them. There is so little of them that sometimes it turns out what was thought to be the charred remains of one person is the remains of two people. People arrive in bags, peers. They arrive in bags with little bits of what is left of their body and maybe a bit of a mobile phone. There was the skull of what I said that must be a child's skull. And one of the experts there in the mortuary said, actually, we don't know, because the fire in the house that Hamas lit was so intense in its heat, it could have been a young man's skull that was warped into a smaller size by the heat. So if Norman Finkelstein, practicing his Holocaust denialism in real time, actually wants to practice any of the academic pursuit he has spent his career not pursuing, then I would urge him to go like I did, and see the body bags in the mortuary here, and see what Hamas did that day. It is disgusting that Norman Finkelstein uses his late parents to defame Israel, to pretend that Israel are the Nazis in this situation. All societies produce sick individuals, but very few people have been produced who are quite as sick as Norman Finkelstein.
Would you ever debate with him?
I said to you, I refuse, and I refuse for one straightforward reason, is that I know very, very few people I would say I don't debate with, but Norman Finkelstein is one of them. Most people I know in academia stopped having anything to do with him many decades ago. When he wrote his book, The Holocaust Industry, in 2000, claiming that the Jews were using the Holocaust to sort of make money from and so on. Most people wanted to be nowhere near such a fetid individual. I don't think he's somebody you can debate with, because I do not want to debate with a Holocaust denier in real time any more than I would debate with a Holocaust denier who was denying the last Holocaust. This was the biggest murder of Jews since the Holocaust, and shame on Norman Finkelstein for trying to pretend that that didn't happen or happened differently in real time. It's disgusting.
Douglas, as always, thank you very much indeed for your powerful contribution tonight. I greatly appreciate it.
What an interesting video. You can tell based on the fact Douglas have stated in this video on Norman Finkelstein, calling Gaza a concentration camp, and we all know that it's not true, because Israel left Gaza in 2005. Israel left Gaza in 2005, and according to statistics, about 10,000 Israeli are residing in Gaza was forced out of Gaza in 2005 by the IDF soldiers. And believe me, these 10,000 Israeli forced out of Gaza, they have houses in Gaza, they have properties in Gaza, but they decide to leave all those property and leave all those houses, and they went back to Israel. Forgive me, they never even left willingly. They were forced out of Gaza by the IDF soldiers. And after the Israeli left Gaza in 2005, believe me, Hamas was voted into power in 2006. And when Hamas came into power, they silenced all the opposition. And we can all tell life has become miserable for people living in Gaza ever since Hamas came into power. Believe me, they are not only causing harm to the people of Israel, they are also causing harm to the people of Palestine, because civilians are losing their life, children are losing their life, not only because of the attack coming from Israel, but also because of the missile that is coming from Hamas. And we can all tell. And I believe the main problem and the genesis of this problem is Hamas, which is the governance of Gaza. And believe me, they voted Hamas into power. And Hamas is supposed to protect the interests of the citizen and try to protect the civilian, protect the children. But believe me, Hamas is causing harm not only to Israel, but also to the people of Gaza and the people of Palestine at large. Because if I can remember, in 2005, Israel signed a peace agreement. They came into a two-state solution, and they signed a peace agreement with the people of Gaza. And when Hamas came into power, Hamas violated the two-state solution, the peace agreement that was signed, and decided to attack Israel. Believe me, and ever since then, they have kept on attacking Israel. And we can all understand that, we can all agree that the killing of civilians, the killing of children is totally a terrorist act. And that is what happened. That is what happened in October 7th that Douglas Murray is trying to address in this video. Any form of killing that involves the killing of civilians, that involves the killing of children, is totally a terrorist act. And we can all tell right now what is going on in the world. Everyone is protesting to show their support for Hamas, to show their support for Gaza, and they are blaming Israel for playing victim, which we all know that is not true, based on the facts and the point Douglas have stated in this video. So I'd also like to get your comments regarding the facts Douglas have stated in this video. Keep the comments coming. Don't forget, click on the subscribe button, click on the like button. Do have a nice day.
Yeah.